I didn't know I could request to join your stuff on TikTok.
Hey, that's new. Let me see. I don't know what's going to change. You might mess your feet up.
One second. First.
But you did. Yo, what was that voice? But you did. But I do. Hey, you almost want to do the TLC joint with this. Hey, I'm gonna let this joint rock to the end. Hey, I'm a dog. What up? What up? What up? What up? Hey, I love this record. All right, here we go. We are here. We're all in. The crowd feeling a little thick today too, ain't they? The crowd got the BBLs today. How you feeling? How you feeling? No, no, welcome. No, you go.
Welcome to Lucrative Love. My name is Unapologetically K, and this rude dude right here is Magneto 7.
Okay, that's the energy we bringing today.
That's the energy we bringing.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready for this super smokers. Hold up, we need to shout everybody out right quick. We need to shout everybody out. I see you on TikTok, Marlon. What's going on? Do you see the people on your side too? Oh no.
Listen, they don't follow
You never
me.
see.
I don't see them.
Okay. I'm a dog boss. What's popping? Kim H, what's going on? Is this Kim, like a lady named Kim or Kim? Anyway. Ruben, what's going on with you, buddy? King Sign, what's going on?
That's pretty cool, though.
Keisha Perkins. Hold up, wait. Do I know? Do I know Keisha Perkins? I think I know the piece. Anyway, welcome.
Pause.
I think I know Keisha Perkins.
Hey, Keisha.
No,
What's
no, 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 no.
Keisha?
No, 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 no.
Chime in,
Don't
Keisha.
ask no questions. Don't ask no questions.
Keisha, how you
I
know?
think I do know Keisha Perkins.
How you know
Anyway, go ahead
Nita?
and start talking. Go ahead and start talking. I'm gonna
How you
pause
know
it with love.
Nita? Keisha. That's what we want to know.
Say what?
We want to know how you know Nita.
I'm about to start turning purple. Ooh.
Share it. Come on. How you know Keisha? Even though if this is not the Keisha that you know.
I think it's the same Keisha. Mm, mm. Go ahead, talk. Why you talking? You giving me space
I
to
want you
reminisce
I
in my
want you
brain.
to spill the tea. Like, how what's up with you and Keisha?
I think I remember who this is. I really do. I think I know who this is. But anyway, welcome.
What's up
This
with
is a professional environment.
Oh yeah, it is. It is.
Ariel, what's going on, girl? What's going on? What's popping? What's
Mm-hmm.
going on with you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But how you feeling today, yo? How you
Amazing.
feeling?
I feel great. How you feeling? How was your day?
I am. My day has no. We want to start with me?
We're gonna start with you.
I
Cause I
have.
thanks.
I've been called everything under the sun this week. I guess everybody thinks that I'm pulling a stunt. It's not a stunt. The whole Tesla thing, right?
What you mean people feel like you pulling a stunt?
So so I got mad. Black folk was like, I can't believe you out here buying a Tesla and Elon just did it. I'm like, yo, it's not. I,
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 yeah. They
everybody.
people they have their opinion now. Come on.
I'm gonna use this as a PSA. Even though this ain't the normal podcast, I'm gonna use this as a PSA. Y'all listen. When you get to the point where you're spending $600, I need to put my Cat Williams hat on. When you get to the point where you spending $600 on a big truck every month,
Is
you
that what we're
start.
doing?
Say what?
Is that what we're doing?
That is what we're doing.
Okay, go ahead. Carry
What you got something different? You got a different reason why I'm looking at buying me a Tesla?
No, I can't wait for you to buy you a Tesla so then we can get me one. Carry on.
Anyway, I had mad people of African descent. It was like, bruh, I know you can't be out there about to buy the joint from Elon. And I was like, I'm not buying it from Elon, technically. I'm just getting me. I'm just getting me Tesla. I don't want to spend money on gas. True story. It's hard out here. It's hard out here in these streets. I don't know how people are making it out here spending that much money on gas. How are you making it?
Mm-hmm. Woo, woo, woo.
And no, a Honda is not an option. I have to go for American made cars. That's all.
First of all, when did Tesla become American made?
It's always been American made.
Sure.
Tesla has always been American made. It's made in California. They got a branch that's out here that's made in Tennessee. Tesla is just so everybody. Hold up, man. Ajax, what's going on, big dog? What's going on? What's going on? Thank you for saving me. God dang. I
That
don't feel like
it,
I'm wrong. Am
he don't
I?
saved.
Am I wrong? Do you feel like I'm wrong?
I didn't say you were wrong. You are more than welcome
Mm,
to be great.
I thought you about to say it'd be a turncoat. That's
I mean,
what my white friends would say. It's a turncoat. But anyway, yeah, I am a fan of Tesla. I'm a fan. So I ain't gonna front. And I don't want to take up all the time, but I do have some reports. I got some reports, and this is just in. This just in, huh? Yeah.
it's just okay.
All right. So listen. The first thing I told you about the whole trip to Tesla last week, right?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, told you about that. All right, so I went and took my boy up. Shouts out to Devin. Devin, you're what up? So Devin was like, "Yo, come through. If you come through, like on Monday, I'm gonna have some of the Ys in stock, and then you can just drive your Y overnight." And I was like, "Overnight? Like commute to work in the joint?" So technically, I'm getting me 2 free days of travel. Technically, think of it like that. Well, anyway, I go in. I go to the dealership. He said, "What color Tesla you want?" I said, "I don't really care what color. Just give me one of them joints. I don't care what color you give me. Give me one of them joints, and I'm gonna ride. I'm gonna ride it." So he gave me a white one. I did not want a white one. I should have been like, it's like a double entendre, like white. The thing that he did, like this.
Mm-hmm.
They done turned the little symbol upside down. Like not too good. But anyway, he gave me a white one.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, I like them. I think I think the awkward thing about Teslas are the brake system is weird. It's like when you're driving, if you don't have your foot on the gas, it's like it backs. It's like it's something. It's like it does something. It's weird, but I like it though. I like it. Ajax says I'll never buy one. It's a microwave on wheels. So now this is another thing. Now I wasn't gonna put this on the main pod. Maybe this will get clipped out.
It's not.
Maybe it'll get clipped out. But honestly, so I woke up this morning, right? I don't know if I told you, but I have screws in my leg. Did I ever tell you that?
Mm-mm.
I have
Oh,
a,
from you broke your leg.
yeah, I got
Mm-hmm.
still like I didn't feel like I felt them until I drove that car. So I was like, mm, oh no, I don't know, cause it honestly, like I felt like I'm not lying, yo. I felt like it was like just an aching feeling on my bone, like it was just aching. So and I wanted to contribute it to just like working out, but then I was like, I didn't technically work out yesterday. I did drive the car yesterday. So I was like, let me see. So I got another one today. I'm gonna see.
Yeah, I saw. I saw. He
Yeah,
got. He got.
don't never sit in that car while it's charging. Oh, I didn't either.
You
AJ
did.
said I didn't. I didn't.
Yeah.
Yo,
You're not supposed to like use your phone in it while it's charging either. Is that right?
I don't know. We got Ajax is gonna be our Tesla resident today. But I don't know. I like the car though. I really do like the car. It feels like just some Jetsons type stuff. I
Mm,
like it. But anyway, we'll see.
okay.
We'll see. So everybody that's watching this on playback, I'm not willfully trying to what support the man. That's
Yes,
not what this is about.
yes.
I'm not. That's not what, so you say yes I am.
He's just trying to get a new car. Okay.
Why you got the why you gotta say it like that? God.
Am I wrong though?
Yes, you are wrong. I need more write-offs too. Oh yo, shouts out to the great state of Georgia today. Yeah. They got their couple stacks out of my account. I should have bought a Tesla.
Should have
I
bought.
should I should have bought something. I ain't have enough write-offs, so they yeah. I owed the state. Shouts out to doing good in life.
Congratulations.
But anyway, how was your weekend?
Congratulations to you. I just want to say that my weekend and my week was wow.
Oh, y'all hear that?
It was. So let me tell y'all something. So I ended up getting asked on Instagram if I wanted a sugar daddy. And I told said sugar daddy man, no. But could I interview you for my podcast?
And he
Because
agreed.
this is interesting. He agreed.
Okay.
On there's caveat to it. I had to meet him for dinner.
Okay.
But I was like, nah, what about lunch?
What's
Shoot.
wrong with dinner?
No. I didn't want to. I didn't want to do dinner.
Is that like a boundary or something?
I don't it's like you want me to be your sugar baby. It's not like you want you like, oh, I want to have a relationship with you. Da, da, da. Yeah, you want a relationship, but not that kind. I mean, it for to me,
Uh-huh.
don't kill me because somebody's gonna have some nonsense to say. But it's like having, it's like you a prostitute.
That's what you think?
I do like you're a sugar baby. This person, it's like this is your job.
Okay.
This is your job. So, like the girl from TikTokagram, where she was like, I mean, you got to go to work. I can either see five ugly co-workers or just this one. Like, you got to pay your bills. And I'm just like,
Okay. I can see. Okay, I can see that.
do you not see it as I? I guess maybe because I grew up so much in the church that paying for the poom poom is you know and then I don't want to give you my poom poom. Like, no,
Okay.
absolutely not. Like,
Do
can
you?
I be a sugar baby and I don't, there's no intimacy? Sure.
How is that possible though?
I don't
So
care. I don't care what your logic is for the possibility you get my company. I didn't ask you for not Nathan.
did you relay this message to him?
Yeah, very clearly.
Okay. Carry on. I got mad questions, but I'm listening.
I relayed that information and I asked lots of questions, which I did send you all. I sent you the videos.
Right.
But when I tell you, I was just like, whoa, what is up with this? Like, why is it that you feel that you have to have a relationship like this? That was like my big thing. Why do you have to have a relationship like this? What is
Why
it?
does he feel like he has to have a relationship like this, or why do you feel like you have to have?
I don't have to have not Nathaniel. Okay.
Okay.
This
Okay.
is all stuff that he wants. He's talking about, oh, I want to have this sugar baby, sugar daddy relationship. And I'm just like, no.
No. Okay. All right. So the rest of the meeting, since it wasn't a date, the rest of the meeting consisted of
The rest of the meeting consisted of eating some great seafood that I can't spell what the place was because I got a story for that too. That story is good too. But some good seafood. We walked and talked, and I asked more questions as to why he was in that predicament basically he had gotten out of marriage that wasn't so great, and that he was just looking for something different.
W-
Was he older than me? Yes, he was.
Okay.
Ask away.
Thank you. My turn. So when you say, I feel like I can't let fellas get away with the marriage that wasn't so great line, or women
No, nobody.
that says the marriage wasn't so great line, right? Um, because the last time I checked, I thought it was like better or worse, and like sometimes worse gets worse, and it gets like worse, worse, worse. So
So you have to like take your own accountability for your failure and
yeah,
your success, because technically it takes, and you need to be a couple in order for it to work.
right. Whatever kind of couple that may be,
Right.
right. So I can't let him get away with the whole marriage
He
hard.
didn't say that he was not at fault for anything. He just said it just didn't work.
Is he
I did.
divorced?
Yes, I didn't go into
Okay.
details with it. I just was like, okay,
Uh, did you ask who left who?
no,
Okay. You ain't okay.
I wasn't digging. It's not like I was taking applications. I was asking questions.
So what was the point? I thought the point was to try to find a dude.
This is not a dude. This is a sugar daddy. No, that's not a. That's
So
not the kind of relationship I want.
okay.
Like if it comes with me not having to be intimate and you just want my company, I might think about it. But that is not
Intimacy is not company to you?
brown chicken, brown cow. No, no,
Really?
that's not company. That's brown chicken, brown cow. Okay,
I got another question then. So
okay.
and this is something that I had in queue for tonight, right? Cause not my it's not my situation, but I did just had this conversation with one of my coworkers. So his wife saw that he was following an ex. So she demanded that he unfollowed her. He unfollowed her from I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I, I ain't say the name. I ain't say the name. But he unfollowed her from his main page, but he got a burner page. So he still follows
Now you done put his stuff out on the street, so I hope.
her. So but that was a question that posed a really good question. Do we owe our partner the right to unfollow a person if they want us to unfollow 'em? Or is that freedom of follows?
I feel like maybe it depends on if there's more to this situation.
Like what?
Like, is it if it's an ex and they still are really close? Maybe she could be quite insecure with it, and there might be some other history there that we don't know nothing about.
Huh. I'm conflicted when it comes to that.
Why?
Um, just because I feel like, and see now that sounds like I'm about to be cocky. I'm not trying to.
You are.
I'm not.
But
I'm not. But if you feel like you are him or you feel like you're her, right? And you've exemplified the activities of being him or being her,
hmm
there should be no threat technically.
I mean, there shouldn't be, but you know,
That's how I look at it. It shouldn't be no threat because if you know what you bring into the table, then what's the problem? Like you
well,
shouldn't.
I mean, I don't know. I hear you, but you telling me that it shouldn't be threatened does not make me feel less threatened, and it definitely makes me feel more threatened in the situation.
It makes you feel threatened in the situation.
Yes.
I don't know that I would be. I think I think if depending on the terms and how long you've been with the person, that's what makes me be like, I maybe wilding. Like if you just started dating or you just got married, then and they be like, yeah, I would like for you to unfollow them. Like that's too much going on.
I mean, come on.
That's how I look at it.
You're right. There's probably some stuff behind that that's making them feel that way. No lie. I mean, no shade to the whole situation. People have things going on, but come.
So if you all right, so you start dating a dude and he asks you to unfollow your peoples. That was your brother. I don't be trusting the brothers. Yeah,
I don't have
that's like
anybody
my
that
brother. That's
I
like my
have
cousin.
nobody that I label as like that's my brother.
That's my cousin. That's like my brother cousin.
No, I don't want to hear that's like my brother cousin. I don't want to hear none of that because no,
Hmm.
nope.
All right. There it is then.
There's no. But if because come on, like if you're following your ex girlfriend,
Still on me?
right? I'm just saying in
Hey,
general. You following your ex,
I
right?
don't know. You know what? I'm not. I'm not following any ex. You know why? Well, no, I'm not. I'm not. Shazam!
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know that that's the X. I don't know. I don't know what the difference is. Yeah, hard to tell.
Excuse me.
It's hard to tell. I can't. I don't remember who's the X and who's not. You know, sometimes you just don't remember.
You remember
You remember every X you had.
you tried it. Of course I do. I don't have that many. So if you have that many you can't remember, there's
Okay, what
oh
is that many? What does
this
that many mean?
in this house. See them.
Not hoes, experience. That's the same thing the women be getting off on though. Don't you want you a woman that's well traveled, that's
That
been
is not what that means.
what does it mean?
That is not what that means.
What does it mean?
A woman being well traveled is if she literally travels. You talking about spreading eagle. That is not the same.
My first question is gonna be, how did you get there? Like, you must got a good girl. You got a good job. Wow, you are going everywhere. How did she get there? That's gonna be my first question. If you're not an entertainer, right? And ain't talking about a stripper. Like, if you're not a singer, a comedian, one of those jobs
So
that
basically,
require
what you're
you.
saying is there's no way that a woman could just get somewhere. She has to be flued out.
No, that's why I said I'm gonna have questions. I'm gonna ask the questions. And if she gets the attitude from me asking the questions, now we got another. Now I got another question. Like, why so sensitive? Like, what's that? What was that? Wow, thought we were off on a good start.
You thought we were off on a good start, on a good tangent, so to speak.
You don't honestly. You don't feel like that's worth asking somebody how did they get there, or what were they doing when they went there? Yeah, you done.
What you did when you traveled somewhere is completely different.
Different than how?
Yeah. Oh, how you get there? Did you buy your own ticket? Different questions.
That's invasive. I don't feel like that's. I'm honest. I'm being. Maybe I'm
Did
off
you
a
go
little
with
bit.
someone? Like your form of questioning in these things?
Yeah.
No, no.
I done did that all wrong, nigga. Because I definitely have asked, what were you doing? You went to every continent? Wow.
Yeah, you did it wrong.
Okay. Yeah, well.
Let's not do that in the future.
But that might be another way to gain a lead. Maybe she does something that requires her to be out the country that's making a big bag.
You be
And
a
I
flight.
want to be affiliated. I want to be affiliated with
Mm.
her business.
Oh,
She must have a phenomenal business to be flown out to everywhere.
mm.
That's all I'm saying. Is
Uh huh.
I I applaud her.
I bet you do.
I applaud her. Good businesswoman.
I bet you do.
Okay. Anyway, so
But when I tell you, I had never been so surprised at so many things before ever. Had a great conversation and it was good content. My food was amazing and I tried to pay for it because I don't owe you nothing. No. If
So
you can't understand that, I
so if a dude pay for food, then you owe him something. Is
he what he was asking me to be a sugar baby. Do you not?
I don't know what the sugar baby is. I never.
Okay, he wanted to be my sugar. What is a sugar daddy?
You pay for stuff.
Uh-huh. I'm not giving up no sugar.
Okay. What's wrong with that?
Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But if
Okay.
I don't, you buy me a meal, I don't want you to think that I'm going to give you any kind of sugar. I'm not.
Hold, hold up. It's something. What is it called? I think it's called financially dominated or something like that. Have you heard of that? What the
Nope.
I be on, I be reading some weird stuff, yo.
Nope.
But it's something that women are doing. Dudes ain't really got the sauce to do it like that. Probably your boy might Aaron Pierre, he probably could do it. But
Oh, the pretty man.
yeah, he could probably do it. But I'm gonna look it up. I think it's called financial dominance. But it's like dudes get off on paying for stuff for women.
Yeah, right.
I'm dead serious, and
Oh, but okay,
they get
cool.
nothing. They
I
get nothing
don't.
in return.
I don't. That's not what this man was about.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe you could coach him into that
I'm not coaching
space.
him into shit.
But it was fun. The food was good, and you had a
The
good
food was good. I had a good time, and I, ha- I had a man fall into my DMs.
time. Okay, hold on, hold on. Is this a good prospect?
Um, we'll see.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I'm happy for you. Look at you. Look at you. You just had to get outside. That's all.
I did not have to get. I did not. You
Okay.
said, okay. I had to get outside. Slow up. Slow up.
So let's see. We got a few things to talk about tonight. What? Let's see. We got some clips too. We got some clips. Y'all give me a second while I pull it up. What's money talk? Oh, okay. Oh Lord, this.
That was hilarious. Hey, he picked out this clip. He picked out this clip. Money talks. I mean, it slides right
it's
from the sugar baby, sugar daddy situation. Like, which one do you want?
I don't want none one of them. I think dudes, honestly, honestly, the young dudes. I think my young kings, my young
Okay.
kings outside is just like I don't want nothing. Like I think they don't even want box no more. I think they're just like I'm good. It's a bunch of young kings out here that's just like I'm good. I'm good.
I
But let
believe
me
it.
let me pull this up. She has some good points to make, and I agree with some of it, but some of it I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. All right, let's let her talk.
Opinion. Talk money if he talks intimacy at any point in time during your date or relationship, and I'm going to get into why. First off, disclaimer: I don't give a rat's ass.
Now, this before I let her talk. Before I let her talk, I think what she's saying applies to a certain demo,
Yeah.
a certain age, and a certain demo. Like just yeah. So I'm gonna say that with the grain of salt. With some
Hmm.
grain of salt. All right.
Any longer about someone saying, well, that sounds like prostitution. Well, that's funny because let's break down what society does to a woman when she gives it up out of love. It's odd that society tells you to not be materialistic, not do any of these things, right? And somehow you're supposed to fall in love with words and with men and their words. And when you do just that very thing, I don't care if it's 3 dates, I don't care if it's 3 months. Somehow, if he gets the goods and replaces you, leaves you, it becomes the woman's fault because, well, your standards were on the ground. So is it better to be used up, played, traumatized for absolutely free? Or do you get over your trauma faster because you can count up some money? I don't give a shit anymore what anyone says it is called. I would rather women now get money because the reality is he's going to disrespect you either way. First and foremost, when a man looks at you and wants to date you, he wants to bang. I don't give a shit who you are as a man. You are not thinking, wow, look at that personality. Wow, look at the mother of my kids. Look at my lifelong partner. Please stop it. What he's doing is he's blatantly telling you how he wants to your body for absolutely free. Why would you sit there like a lady and let him talk that way to you? If you rolled out your list of standards and finances was on there, he's got an issue, along with society and quite a few pygmies. I would say your life is your own. You are in charge of your standards and your destiny. Stop giving a rat's ass about people telling you what it looks like and sounds like because you would rather something monetary. Here's the reality, and this is also something I want to get at that just really pisses me off. When a guy says, well, why should I buy you gifts and do anything for you? Why should I put money in your hand? You're not my wife yet. Funny enough, if you can't do it now, you're trying to get laid, you're never going to do it when you're in a relationship. In fact, you're going to throw it up in her face that you didn't have to do anything in order to get the goods in the first place. So why are you holding me to such a high standard now? You realize when you sleep with a man, you've already did the part of a wife. Where's the lie? Hold on, can I see it? Either. Is the lie hiding out with the zero fucks? I can't find it. Where's the lie in that? I find it disgraceful that a man can hint at what doesn't work for him and what a deal breaker is when he's on a date. Oh, I'm very affectionate. Oh, I love touch. My love language is lots and lots of intimacy, like sex. But if a woman says, "Well, great, you know what? Let me stop you right there. Well, let's just talk money. What are you planning on doing for me financially?" And then it becomes a problem. Be a problem. Make it a problem. And hint at what he controversial opinion.
Okay. Yeah. Mm.
So
No, no, no,
I
no,
saw
no,
you cringe.
no,
Like
no, 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 no.
you
No,
cringed.
no, no.
You cringed.
You said I cringed.
Yeah, you cringed when she said the whole part about being intimate. Like I ain't have to do nothing to get them draws. So now you requiring all of this, that, and the third of me. I mean, to me, that's the growth of a relationship that you do that. But I'm not, again, not giving
So
draws.
this is so without being too tender. Without being too tender, let's see. A lot of what she says does apply to a certain group of
Hmm.
men, right? I think my issue comes in when you're not that group of man and you did all of the preliminaries and stuff just don't be copacetic. I'll say it like
Oh,
that.
like the way I feel about going outside.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit,
I
a
can
little
do all
bit.
the things
I think
right, and the wrong man will just.
I just don't know, but I think women have a good temperature meter. Like y'all have a really good BS meter. I think what's happened over time is you get these stat cards that's up, and it's like, all right, well he met this, so then you disregard the trash. From me being the from me being the guy that's over, I would like to say I'm an overall good guy, right? Overall good. I started that way a long time ago. I started that
Mhm.
way, right? But then when you get some of the relationships or some of the women that's kind of uh they disregard all of the extra stuff that you do.
Uh-huh.
Uh, not only buying stuff, but the good treatment, um, pouring into the dreams, aspirations, the stuff that when you leave, she still got the thing, right? When they disregard that and then they go get with Ray Ray them, Ray Ray knock them up, and then they try to come back to the dude. It's like, no, F you. The F? No. Go get you a rabbit and go 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 up, and I'm going to do. I'm just saying, it just that's the part that pisses me off because I could tell that Auntie used to be one of them. I could tell she probably was one of them back in the day, and she gave the snacks out, and that's why she got the take that she got now. She done gave all her snacks out.
Oh my goodness. You just said Auntie gave the snacks out.
She in her late 50s. She done gave her snacks out. She might not have no kids. Now she looking like I done timed out. Yeah, that's your only option is to find somebody with some money. What what else you gonna do? You ain't gonna have no kids with the dude in his 60s. Body wise, you ain't gonna do, but you ain't gonna get butt so freaky. Yeah, go. Yeah, you should be talking about mutual funds right now. She's absolutely right. So but my issue is for her to try to speak to the 20-year-old, 30-year-old, even 40-year-old women, like in that early 40, like they shouldn't be listening to her when it comes to some of that stuff because it's like if if I was out on the market, I'll put it like this: if I was out on the market, right, and I'm highly interested in this woman, highly interested. Everything about it, and I am a what you call it personality. I am a personality appeal person first. I'm not gonna look at ass and all that stuff. It's like all right, it's there, but like when you're him, that's like all right, like everybody. It's 1,000 of them out here. Like what is it? What is it gonna be? What's gonna be different that you contribute to this dream that I'm currently working on? And I'm like that even with friendships now.
Some
I
people
don't.
can't communicate that.
And for them, that's they should get approached like that with the money talk. If you come with me like that, oh yeah, it's done. And that's how. That's I'm gonna say it. That is how my young kings they end up with the white women. That's how they end up with them. That's how they end up with them because guess the thing is the white woman probably will have the money in mind, right? She got the idea that she's gonna get a bag off of
Mm.
this dude, but she ain't gonna say it. She ain't gonna say it. She gonna be like,
So as
okay, Ray
long as
Ray.
she don't say it and she just get it,
It's
it's fine.
cause then mentally he's gonna think, well, I just wanted to do this for her anyway. Like we're dumb. Like a lot of us are just dumb. Like I just man, she been with me the whole time. And guess what? I'm okay with any sister being with the dude um on the front end as an investment. I'm okay with it. It is what it is. If you were there investing into him via time, via
Hmm.
relationship, and you waiting it out like um Shoni O'Neal,
Yeah,
how she said, well, I don't never feel like I was really in love with Shaq. Guess what?
it don't matter.
Okay. Guess what? It, congratulations. You know what? You did it. You did it. Good job. And guess what Shaq does? Shaq still talks highly about that woman to this day.
Hmm.
So it's like, who cares if but if she would have came to him like that on his come up,
Hmm.
do you think she would be in the position to be spoken highly of and getting the alimony, whatever she getting from him? No. He would have 86 her in a
Yeah,
heartbeat.
probably so.
So, I don't. It's trash. But anyway, what's your take on her? Auntie about got me. She about like, I'm like,
Auntie got you like turned up over there. You a little hot.
it's just, I know, like, it's one guy. I think his name is Eric. Little black dude that works at Starbucks. He's probably gonna end up with a white girl. I'm just. But when I tell you this boy is so bright, when I tell you he's in school to become a HVAC
Mm.
technician. He works at Starbucks part time, and he's also going to Georgia State. Right? If a woman come up to that boy, and he's probably about 23, is my guess. If somebody come up to that boy right now and say, "Well, like before we talk about anything, you ain't talking about this bad," I'm gonna say, "Sir, make sure you lose her number Please make sure you whatever that was not. That's not the energy that he need to be bringing into his career.
It's not the energy
So
he
you
needs to be bringing into his career. You're right. But with that, what things do you think he should be looking for in a mate that should carry on to that?
support
So, how can that person
solely.
show support? What if he doesn't know how to accept support, like so many of you guys?
Most dudes that's out here going to get it won't know how to accept support.
So, what? So,
You just got to
speak to
do it.
them about that part, because a woman can do it all day long, but if you're not going to receive it, you're just going to turn her into a different human being after experience.
So you know how a lot of times women say, "I just want a man that's gonna listen, pay attention to detail." Right?
I'm listening.
That's what the dudes be wanting. It's the same exact thing, but I think everybody has a preconceived notion that, oh nah, he don't need that, or nah, I ain't gonna say that because it sounds it's it's too much. I'm doing whatever, right?
Not all women are
Versus
like that.
a lot.
Maybe the lot, the ones that you know, but I mean, we could do this all day.
A lot. Because it's just like, okay, for most dudes, I'm trying to think of any situation. All right, case in point. I got a lot of guys I work with. It's in the public service field, right? Whether it's police
Hey, public
officers,
service.
uh, yeah, any of the public service guys, right? Firemen, all that stuff. Most of the time, if they're on the mission and they got to take call, right? There's been plenty of times I told you I go on
Hmm.
call, right? The only thing that most dudes want is the consideration. Know that a little bit. It don't even have to be elaborate. It ain't got to be like it was a clip going around of a guy that got home and he was like, I don't work 40 hours this week. I don't work 60 hours this week. And I come home to a sandwich, a sandwich, whatever, and a plate of vegetables. And for me, I was just like, why are you being a bee? Like that must have been what the budget that was
Budget.
the
Hmm.
budget that was allowed. And why are you complaining about this woman cooking you the mountain? So that was my initial thought,
Hmm.
right? So then, of course, like I normally will, I go through the, through the comments, and all of the dudes that's worth something was like, "Well, shoot, if you don't want that, send her over here to me." So little simple stuff like that. But in that case, she was feeding or caring for the wrong
Right.
guy, right? That don't mean that she need to now start morphing into no, we need to talk money.
But it doesn't just get to that point. It gets to that point because the song. You can go back to that R. Kelly song. Don't do it. When a woman's fed up, okay, you
When a woman said,
can only treat a woman so bad for so long before she's like, well, this is working for them.
right,
Then maybe I need to do that too. Because we've had this conversation before as well. I am a different soul.
right,
And the
native
what you say?
soul, native soul.
Keep it up. You gonna need
I
me one day.
I would.
Keep it up. Okay. Um. So you can't treat me like you treat this other woman who is looking for that designer stuff, because that designer stuff, it doesn't move me.
Okay,
Other things move me. Your time moves me. Um. I was told I don't need to give you time, but I don't have time to give you, but I can make you a priority.
that's
When
fire.
I tell you,
That's
when
fire.
I tell you, I was like,
That's fire.
I'm listening. I will sit still and I will
Yeah.
continue.
Hold on. Say it again. I need to type it out. I need to say it one, say it real slow so I can type it out.
he basically said that he doesn't have, extra time, but he'll make me a priority.
And that made
I
you
was
feel,
like, holy crap.
yeah, that was a sniper.
Clearly,
That was a
that was a
sniper.
sniper move right there. I
Yeah.
had to stop and I was like, Dad, you got me. You got me. You got my attention. I don't know what your deal is, but that was good. I appreciate that. I was like, okay.
But your take on Auntie is you think she's in
I
what do you
think
think
she's
about
fed
that
up.
whole
And she
spiel?
was just like, let me just warn you so you don't end up like me.
I didn't hear the
I feel
I
like that
didn't
was a
hear
warning.
end up like me. I feel like that was
I feel
missing.
like
If she would
maybe she wasn't
if
going to
she
do
would
that
have
because
ended,
the conversation really wasn't geared towards the guys. It was geared towards you need to look at a relationship as a business transaction. And if you're going to be giving this, you need to be getting something. And I'm not saying that that's how it was supposed to be because it still sounds like the P word. I don't want to get banned for it. It just sounds like a goods and service type of situation. And I'm not interested in being a sugar baby. Like, it's like a
so
sugar baby, sugar daddy situation and on a different level. But if you need to sit back, it's like me being with somebody who is a millionaire and,
right?
I have me to bring to the table. He's not looking for me to
Oh,
bring.
oh, you have you to bring
Right.
to the table. Okay,
Oh,
all right, yeah,
to the table. Um,
right.
so when it comes to being with this person, they're not looking for me for, you know, liquidation and monetary things. They're looking for me for other things.
How many women do you think know that? No, like I think it's kind of it's depressing for me to hear certain women respond to what do you bring to the
Mhm.
table with emotional support and all this stuff. Like for me, from any dude that's out here getting it, when you say something like emotional support or the shoulder
You're
when
not
you
gonna
ain't
cry.
this or the
You're not
coach,
gonna
yeah,
cry.
like that,
You're not
yeah,
really gonna be all that
that ain't,
vulnerable because you're at this certain state. I can help you make money. I can do all the lackey things that you don't want to do. I'm going to be the backup. Like I'm here. Show
I'm,
me what you need me to do and I'm ready to assist you. Like
I'm gonna give the women the
give
play. This is a
y'all
small
listen
play.
up. Let's see.
If you want one of them dudes, right? One of them guys, the real
Mhm.
guys, right? If you go in and say, I'm gonna fill in every blank that's missing.
Mhm.
I'm here to be your biggest secretary or your biggest. If you go there and that's the actual line
I
item,
just said that
even if he don't let you do it, like for most dudes that already got a system in place, he ain't gonna
but
let you
most of
do
them
it,
don't even have a
right?
system in place. They just fumbling.
I'm talking
Yo,
about the
you're right. You're
Cobras. I'm
right.
talking about
You're
the ones that's
right.
winning.
My apologies, good ones.
Yeah, the ones that's winning. They normally have a system in place, but if a woman responded like that, like with the actual line item, when you working all day and you ain't had nothing to eat, I'm gonna be the first one to bring that plate to you. Like something in that line. Oh, he gonna be like, wait, I ain't never heard him say that like that.
What you
That's
never heard?
and
You wait.
that ain't even sexy though. For from a woman's standpoint, you wouldn't think that's sexy, would you?
You don't think it's sexy if I be like, hey Mike, what time you get up in the morning? 5 o'clock?
No. That is what you call it?
How
Interrogation.
about
That is
I'll make
interrogating.
sure I get up. I'll make you coffee. I'll make you something to eat. What do you want to eat?
Now that's fire.
Me
That's
asking you
fire.
what time you get up is me trying to make sure that I'm already up before you, so I can go ahead and assist that.
I have seen a lot of my cowork. Unfortunately, you know where I'm about to go. You know exactly where I'm about to go. Most of my white, white coworkers, right? Their wife does that. They do that. That's like normal. Like they be in the lunchroom.
Whole
I
bag
ain't
of
laughing at
stuff.
you. I'm not laughing at y'all. I promise I'm
A
not laughing at y'all.
whole lunch bag full of things.
Yeah. Meanwhile, us brothers, what us brothers be doing, man? I think I might hit Chick-fil-A right quick. I might do like, oh, you want a white
No,
one?
I was that wife.
Oh, you were that one. That's what you
Hmm.
were. Uh, mm, hey, you win some,
That's
you lose some.
exactly right. Sometimes you just giving it to the wrong one.
But honestly, I think that like if a dude can see that you're trying to lighten that part of the
Hmm.
load, that speaks volumes. Because I think we're naturally a lot of us. Some of y'all are cool with the whole what is it? What they call it? Couch diving or something. It's something like where they're just sleeping at different people's houses and like it's like a couch tour.
Sofa surfing? What
What is it?
is sofa surfing? That
It might be sofa surfing. It's something like
okay?
that. But some of y'all are cool with that, right? For the ones that's cool with that, this does not apply to y'all. Y'all need to get a job. Get a job. Uncle Nito told you first. Get you a job, please. But yeah, I think dudes they have to feel that. I honestly feel like that'll bring relationships back together. And it'll even change the conversation because most dudes don't the good ones don't mind paying everything. A lot of good dudes out here is just like, yeah, I just want me a woman that I can just take care of it. Like it's a lot of good dudes out. But guess what? They be 5'7" and a half. They be 5'8". I'm 5'8" and a half, pushing 5'9". I ain't even that. You know what I mean? But on the free market, the only thing that would get me over the threshold in the immediate, well, not technically, cause I got other stuff. But but I would just, hey, you ever been with somebody with a Grammy? You feel? I will definitely use it on the free market. Yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, I ain't number 5'8" and a half. Hey, you been with somebody with a Grammy before? Yeah. Let me tell you, this is crazy.
You can't let you get single. Oh,
You better not. You better not.
gonna be
Oh man.
trouble. Trouble.
But that's I think dudes gotta feel that. They gotta feel that. Now you had some more clips that you sent me. Did we cover the clip with what was it? The black people, I think it was from the 70s. Remember which one I'm
We
talking about?
didn't.
If I can find it, because I'm looking through the chat. Hopefully I can find it. Or do you want to go through your girl that's talking about the children? You got so many clips.
I think that funny clip about the masculine woman that was hilarious. That that was
That
a
was with
kiki for you.
that was with your boy, dark skinned
No, it
dude.
was a cartoon that you said. Oh
Oh,
my
okay,
gosh,
yeah. Yeah.
that's
All
friend.
right, let me see. Let me pull that up real
Because at
quick.
least we can go through that because
Auntie Loki threw me off, yo. I don't like Auntie.
I see that it just
It's just because the thing is, when you know you've been a good dude for a lot of people, not just your spouse, but like when you're good dude for a lot of people, and you come across people like that, yo, I would be the first one to be like, oh yeah, you know, unfortunately that's nuts. I can't do nothing for that. She is opted in to being. I ain't gonna say it. I ain't gonna say it. I'm trying to pull up the screen. It's a little bit too. All right, here we go. One more time. All right, bam.
Two.
Hello?
Hey, what's up? This Cornell.
The guy you gave your number to earlier? Yeah, hi.
Tell me a little bit about yourself. What type of woman are you?
To be honest with you, I'm more of a masculine type of female. Hello? Hello? Hey, I didn't know if the phone disconnected. The connection must be bad.
Oh no, I hung up.
Why you hang up?
You said you was a man, right?
No, no, I said I was
Don't do that.
masculine, a masculine female.
Okay, what does that even mean?
What? All right, before I let it go, what is your take on the masculine woman?
Like you, all the stuff that she was naming, I was like, you just self sufficient. You just this is like
Mhm.
grown people stuff. What you talking about?
Right, right,
It
right.
means like, I take care of my own bills. I do a lot of things myself. I'm more independent. I don't rely on a man for much.
Oh, you one of those. Well, let me tell you like this. I don't think paying your own bills makes you masculine or nothing like a man. I just think it makes you a responsible adult in this society.
Exactly.
I mean, I guess. Really what I'm saying is I'm just waiting for the right man to come into my life to where I can operate in my feminine energy, basically.
I mean, if you feminine, shouldn't
You
you
are
naturally just already be
feminine.
like that? Why would you wait for a dude to be like that?
You see, this is what I'm talking about. You see how sassy that answer is, and you see how sassy you talking to me?
What?
You can't really handle a woman like me, to be quite honest.
No, it ain't got nothing to do with handling you. You know, nobody just want to deal with that hyper independency stuff in a relationship. You know, it's supposed to be a partnership.
You know what? You just mad I'm more alpha than you.
Girl,
Hanging up.
this generation doomed.
Yep, yep. I agree. Hold on. He said it's doomed. It's doomed.
I mean,
Yo, we got some good clips tonight.
that was hilarious.
I,
There, I feel like
it's
being self sufficient. It's just being an adult. Like you're just
okay.
being, you're
Expound.
you're just being
Expound.
an adult. If you're paying your bills, you are buying your food, you cleaning your house, you doing that is just being an adult. That is
Okay, question.
adulting.
Question. Do you think, and I'm not trying to line you up. I
Always
promise I'm
trying
not.
to like
I promise you I'm not trying to line you up. But do you think that women is treated good, build up a certain type of entitlement?
yeah, I think they do.
So do you think yeah, line up. Do you think since they're getting good treatment and they have this entitlement going on, they need to get the treatment ripped out from the
No,
bottom of them?
no. The standards.
What needs to happen?
No, you have your standards or your tolerance for BS is low. Your standards are high. I'm not saying that you need to change any of your standards or anything because boundaries are a part of being an adult too.
Right.
So if you have always been treated a certain way, no, I don't think that you should be treated differently. But if you are a snob, this is different. If you're a snob and you have never worked a day in your life, you are not a princess, you're not a queen, this is none of that. You're a snob. You don't know how to do anything. And then you think the people that do it for you are they not nothing. They beneath you. Then you think
Right.
that having to do them is beneath you. That is not those are not the people I'm talking about. Okay? I'm talking
Okay.
about the people who have done all the things, have elevated themselves to a certain standard, and are treated well. No, they should not be treated unwell. Okay. They should always be treated well. For those snobby brat
Why?
people,
Why?
you probably need to have what Nito was saying and start from the bottom and move on up.
The whack thing is I've heard the same conversation over and over. So for me, I just want the solution, right?
What you need a
And
solution for?
no, I don't think that there's a solution that's been presented just yet. Because I think the entitlement gets reinforced with media and then with the guys, again, the guys that's trying to do good, right?
We're not talking
The guys
about
that's
you.
trying,
If you're doing good, we're not talking about you.
but it still applies to
I
them
mean, it
though.
applies to them to what regard? Because they're always going to be trash to a high degree for a long period of time. it's going to take them having to get same thing, get the rug snatched up from underneath them, because they'll be with somebody who treat them really well, and then they treat them like crap, and then the next
Right.
person, they gonna treat them like crap because they don't know how to see that, oh, this is fine. You see the treating like crap is, oh, this is fine, until you knee deep in it and you can't get out because, oh my gosh, this is what I have to deal with. Yes, it is. This is your
Yeah.
life. Welcome.
Yeah. I think the entitlement is always reinforced though. It and all the way around from the
Hmm.
church, from the dating scene, at least what's broadcast on the dating scene. I have yet to see balance, um, balanced treatment, fair treatment being broadcast in general. It's
You're
it,
just not in that algorithm. I've seen it, but
uh-huh.
again, it's two great people that are together. They didn't stay in a bad situation or relationship for the sake of anything, because that doesn't work. You can't stay in a bad relationship for children. That's going to ruin you. You don't stay in a bad relationship for money, because again, that's going to ruin you. And at the end of the day, you're going to be trying to fill voids with material things because that's what you're presented with. You're going to try to fill voids with having your kids be overachievers for certain things, and you're going to forget that 18 years goes by really fast. And
Right.
then you're going to have to face that person that you live with, that you haven't been facing. You
Unless
leave before it gets to that point. But so many people don't want to leave because they're like, oh, I don't know what's out there. You're never going to know what's out there because you decided like
my
you
bad, my bad.
decided, you chose to have this sort of narrative in your life, this sort of, you're deciding that you want to have the bad scenario. You're deciding that you want to live the life that you have, so you have to take accountability for the life that you're living. Until you decide to
Okay.
change it, just leave it alone. You like it. You like the situation you're in. Yeah.
Or
Well,
or
if you don't
all
like
right.
it, then you need to leave. But if you are fine with it, then don't complain about it.
So then that makes a disposable
How,
relationship.
it's not a disposable relationship. If being mentally and physically unfulfilled causes you to have poor health, it causes you to have poor physical health, poor mental health, and it causes you to not prosper as quickly or if at all. So, who's really winning?
That's a good take. All right, I get you that. I get you
Get you.
that. I get that. So this is the last clip. This is the last clip. We're gonna end on a heavy note
Dum dum dum.
because I wanted to cover
Hmm.
this because it still aligns with what we're talking about. But I think it's ironic that this conversation was had probably in the 70s. This same conversation was had in the
Hmm.
70s. But I feel like it was in its infant stage. Now we full blown. What we're living in right now is the full blown version of what this conversation was talking about. And I it's
Roll the
sickening,
clip.
honestly. It's sickening. But yeah, let me pull it up. Let me pull it up. All right, here we go. And you know which one I'm talking about too. All right. Up. Is it up? Screen is going over. All right. You gotta talk to the people while the screen is going over. There we go.
The afternoon. I think that what's happening in America as far as black men, black women is concerned, is that there's a revolution within a revolution. we are fighting our own woman. Our woman will not allow us to emerge as black men. No. But our black women, who has been put in this role of aiding white America, white structure, and castrating the black male, has continued doing this. She cannot live with us. It's not that we can't live with her.
Are you blaming us? Are you saying that it's our fault that this happened?
No, I'm not blaming black America women. I just said that I'm blaming the system. They are victims of the system like the black male.
One thing, I think he did a phenomenal job separating
Hmm.
the two. He never opted into saying it was the
No,
woman's fault. He never did. But,
Well,
but, but,
he
but,
did say that it was the country's fault.
and then look at what her response was to everything he had to say. We're gonna talk. We're
why
gonna
do
talk.
you say that we are castrating you? You say that you want to be the leaders. Okay. Well, what about the black professional woman? Are you saying that there should be no black professional woman? Are you trying to deny black women the right to be creative, the right to function?
Did he say any of that?
No, but I think she took it personally, and what he was saying was not personal. And the whole
Right.
castration, I mean, that's a real fact. That's a real statement because that's what was really happening. We will give you housing, we will give you help with food, but you can't have a man in the household.
Right. Right.
And if we find out that you do have a
Yeah.
man in the household, we're gonna take all this away, and it's gonna be harder for you. And you making pennies on a dollar anyway.
I'm gonna tell you that concept is why I go as hard as I do. Um, I remember when I think that was Skylar when she was first born. That's when I was. This when we were going towards the end of the broke season, and I remember going to the WIC office, right? And the first time we went in, they looked like, "Why you
Hmm.
in here with her?" I was like, So I was like, "Okay, I sit in the car." Soon as I did that, and looked like there was some separation, I'm gonna give you top dollar for the WIC. I'm gonna give you top dollar for the food stamps. Any other assistance that you need, we got you. And then the catch 22 was whoever had the
Hmm.
W2, you still got to send your you the man got to send your W2 in for them to see, even though they don't
Hmm.
want you in the house. And I was just like, it is a
Well, you
twisted
do know
system.
that there's a little bit of backstory with that because some places they take that money and they use it for the household.
Okay.
So not all places, and then they garnish it.
Yep. So
Hmm.
anyway, okay, now you keep
We're
going.
not asking for you to take a back seat. We're saying that you have got to be astute enough and can view the situation well enough where you just automatically know what your role is and step back. And whenever you want to have that aggressive thing, this is the thing that the young black man today is not going to tolerate. My old man tolerated it because his old man tolerated it. It came up for years and years and years. But today, the young black man is not going to take it. He's going to be out there as the leader. White America has used black women to keep the black male in his place. And you're still aiding them by saying, well, we are qualified. We want to work. We can help.
Okay, how are you going to reprogram men so that they don't let us take over what's supposed to be their responsibility?
That made me so mad when she said that.
But it's not something that they did. Again, you have to go back to the time of World War II, I think it was, when women actually had to leave the home and go into the workforce. And then when the men came back, it was a reconditioning of you have to go back to what you were doing before because now you no longer are able to work anymore. We're going to take that right away from you. We got to.
And we still ain't went back. We still ain't went back. Lord Jesus. All right, it's a little bit left. It's a little bit left.
And men that I have had dealings with, they are perfectly willing to sit back and let us do anything we want to.
I don't think that you have to reprogram men. I think you have to reprogram women.
No, you have to reprogram the man so that he will forcefully take what belongs to him, because you know women, as long as we can get, we're gonna get, and it's part of our being. We're going to do anything to you that you let us, whether we want to or not.
You don't want to live on the level of income.
How you feel about that?
I didn't like that part when she said that. I was like, wait, what?
Ugh.
Her view went from being open to being very narrow.
It's a little bit left.
That I can
This is emotionally taxing.
afford you in love. Me, on the basis of that, you want to always be inspired to have all those things that's a part of the great middle class white American society. And because I can't deliver these things to you, you say that you are not a man.
I don't measure a man by how much money he unmarried friends.
All right, anyway, they
Hmm.
cooked. They cooked. All right. So, it's so much to unpack. So much to unpack. So,
Hmm.
first off, when they were talking about, for me, I think the main pain point for me was when she said, "Well, we gonna do what we want to do." Like, uh, some men are okay with just sitting back and we do what we feel like doing. We do what we want to do. I feel like that's the mentality now.
That's a very what the cartoon clip was calling a very feminine man.
Right.
It's a very feminine type of man who will do all that. Will be like, okay, well,
Yeah.
go do whatever you're gonna do. I'm gonna do whatever I'm gonna do. But that doesn't
Yeah.
make a family. That doesn't make a community. That makes a divided people, which is what
Right.
we are anyway. If multiple people decided to come up with a community, and families do it of other cultures all the time. There are Arabic families that they live together until they're married. Whole house paid off, huge, everything. That money that's saved up and all that stuff goes into the next. They pour into
Right.
that. Hispanic people, they will come together, get a beat up house, fix the house like the Amish, make it all good, pay it off, move into another house, the next house next door, and expand. And everybody lives, it could be 10 people deep, but it's a community. You pulling all your resources
Right.
together in order to grow something bigger, because it's not a narrow pinpoint view, it's more to it. We, our people, have not had.
What are people
We,
doing?
it's
What we
all
doing?
I, me, my mind. I'm over here. If you ain't got it, that's your fault. I'm not gonna tell you how I got it. You gonna have to figure out how to do it yourself. So I had to struggle, so I'm gonna make sure that you struggle. So it's always going to be crabs in a barrel. You just constantly pulling yourself to the top, and there'll be a few that actually get out, but the rest of them are just standing on top of each other because they're using them to push them down so they can get out. It's ridiculous.
Right.
It's not going to change until the
What
people
it
change.
what could provoke the change, you think? Because I'm gonna give you what I think will
I
do it. Now y'all don't want to know how
I
I
would
think
think
it
that
will do it.
personally it's going to have to be something huge civil nonsense that's going to have to go down to make us all come together, and it's
Yeah.
going to be
Yeah.
horrifying.
Yeah. I think that's the only thing that'll do it. Because I think everybody is too comfortable being disrespectful and being
And
segregated.
disrespected.
Yeah, and disrespected. Everybody's too comfortable with that right now. So I do think it'll take some old World of Worlds type ish.
I mean, the way everything is going, they're gonna get their chance to see that.
Yeah, yeah. And my hope is that um all of the good, because I told you I'm not, I'm like straight in the hood technically, half and half. I like to commit to the hood when I'm making trap music, right? If we talking about
Hmm.
the equity of my house, no more gentrification. But I would like to think that all of my youngins that call me Unc will pull together and hold it down. Hold it down like a community should. Cause I know if we sing like we're like the third house towards the end of the cul-de-sac. And this our street is just it's called Long Drive. It's long. But people normally come down here, turn around and go back out. There's no opening in this neighborhood. So it ain't like you gonna steal and then get out. Come in one way, get out the other. No, you gotta go back the other way. Well, everybody kind of has a group chat. Can get it out. Everybody got a group chat going on. Not next door either. Just like everybody text message each other. Yo, who's that at the end of the cul-de-sac? Oh, is
Yeah,
that Susan?
I've
You know who that
I've
is?
seen that
And
before.
so for me, being that that's what it's been all the time I've been here
Hmm.
so far, that's a good sign. For me, that's a good sign. Um, Now, for a lot of my young fellas that's been raised by the women, that has not had a lot of the stern
Hmm.
upbringing, I can see how that feminine side, because the feminine does not come out as a sweet man.
It
The
is
feminine
not.
comes
It is
out
not. They are they
not.
are
It's not
really disrespectful.
right. Like even it was one time, and I'm one of the older guys. Just like I don't care. Like I've never been afraid of dying. Right. That's just I'm not built that way. I've never been afraid of it. So if I see something like it was a guy that was at the Circle K, um, cussing this girl out like this, going hard, right? And when she was in going into the store, that he was walking back to the pump to pump the gas. I was like, bro, I was like, you don't have to do that. I was like, she deserved way more respect than that, bro. He was like, but you don't understand, bro. And that's for me, that's the feminine over the top. I got to respond. I got to retaliate. A man that's a man, we're gonna look at the situation and be like, all right, this is how we can regulate the situation
Hmm.
and diffuse it, right? But the average dude, and I guess that you would call me an alpha, whatever. The average dude is just gonna shut up and let it happen. And for me, it's just like, yo, like some we gotta grow some balls, yo. Cause it ain't the youngins' fault that they grew up with the mama Dolo. It ain't they fault. They're just the product of
Hmm.
the situation. So when we see stuff like that, like I said, when I told him that, he was like, man, all right. Now I know in front
Right.
of me when she came back out the store, he tightened up. I don't know what they did when they got home, but I'm just like, at least give them a little bit of the insight. Like, yo, that you don't have to respond like this. It's not
Yeah.
necessary.
But again, if the only thing that they've seen is a person not controlling their emotions, because there are a lot of women that don't control their emotions and they get out of pocket. I had a
Right.
conversation with a woman and I was sitting like this and I was just like,
She was out of pocket with you.
she was just, it wasn't directed towards me, it was towards someone else. And I told her, I said,
Okay.
you need to really bring that down. I said, of all the
Yeah.
class, and I did like that you are alleging to have, you're not showing any. And if you are telling me and you're projecting that you are going to be a high level attorney, I would not want you to practice for me because you don't know how to control your emotions. You are going to lose all of your cases because you don't have a poker face and you are triggered by things that have nothing to do with facts.
Non-contributing factors.
So, if facts are going to,
Outside contributing.
dysregulate you as a person, I wouldn't want you to be my attorney.
Yeah. So I ain't gonna say it. I ain't gonna say it. No, 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 no.
Oh no.
I'm gonna say it. That's why the dudes back in the day used to be like, nah, just let the woman do the woman stuff. Cause it pull I do feel like certain careers pull you out of pocket. It just is what it is. Now, I would even start digging. That's when you start getting to the spiritual side of it, and like knowing your calling and knowing what you're placed on
Hmm.
earth for, right? I like for everybody to challenge that, and then and try to dig. When you started getting into the career that you're in right now, what was what did somebody give you an idea, and then that idea grew legs, and you started to run with it? Is that the original idea that was placed in your brain from God Himself?
You
Or
saw them on TV and was like, "Ooh, that looks like it's
yeah, y-
yeah."
where did it come from? And then start to analyze it, because I feel like a lot of people just start to pursue stuff because they learned that it was a good financial
Hmm.
situation. And now when you get into your 50s and 60s, yeah, you made all your bread, but you're
Right.
not fulfilled. And you're fighting the thing like, I want to be a lawyer. Now, if you wanted to be a lawyer because you saw your family member get used and somebody scammed them and took their retirement money, and you said, well, this is one of the ways I can help combat. Okay, great. That is something different, right? Because that still means it was something inside of you that wanted to
Hmm.
respond to that a certain way. But for the other ones, it's just like picking just to be picking career. And I get it. Everybody got to make money. Everybody got to
Yeah,
make money.
everybody does have to make
But
money, but is it the best career choice for you? I always get pulled back into teaching. No matter where or what career path I am in, I always end up being the educator in that field.
mhm, it's in you.
Always.
It's in you.
I just gave into it a long time ago. And I was like, oh, this is what it is. I know it'll line up like it's supposed to. But no matter what where I am in life, people are like, wow, you really handled that very well. I was like, why should that be a surprise? You're always supposed to handle yourself as well as possible.
Yeah. Everybody don't got it though. Everybody don't have it. And that's when you come in, because you're the solution. You're the solution
Mm.
to the issues. But we have so many people that's just running around doing stuff, and I'm just like, I feel like my meter for noticing people that's not like the truth and like living what they're preaching, I feel like I'm getting a real strong niche for it, because I'm just like, yeah, that ain't you. That ain't you. That ain't you. You want to nah, nah, because even with this, with us doing the pod, right? This is somewhat of a teachable conversation, right? For the people that don't know nothing about what we talking about, they listen to this and they might get some
Hmm.
insight from this, right? So it's a teachable moments in there with a little comedy and all that stuff. Well, you wouldn't be doing it technically if you didn't know, like, it's
Hmm.
still a crapshoot. Nobody's getting paid top dollar for this stuff yet, right? So I think people have to, like, you really know. That's why I laugh. Honestly, I love when people quit. When people,
You're so bad.
I love
People will quit. They will quit on a
when
relationship.
people.
They will quit on a job. They will quit on fam. They will just
Yo, I
walk
love
away.
it.
Like what?
I love it, especially in content though. When people do podcasts and they quit, I be like, yes, you did that, dog. Congratulations. Cause it's just like, cause it's just like, yo, move out of the way for the people that's really trying to do this for real. Like, just move out the way. Like, a lot of people during the beginning of the pandemic, because a lot of bags was handed out from Spotify and different places, and I was just starting, so I was like, I'm not gonna get that bag just yet. But I was timing it. It's just like music business. All of the people that's just trying to get a hit, they want to get a hit, they want to get hit, but they don't really live the music. I was like, yo, I'm gonna give them about 6 months to a year before they quit. As soon as the bag run out, it's up. And guess what? They started quitting. I was like, man, great, man. Look at them, man. Y'all did a good job. Congratulations.
You did your thing, big dog. You
Thank
should.
you. Thank you for quitting. Cause it's just it's oh we got so much other stuff to talk about. It's an hour and some change. All right, real quick. Did you see Pop the Balloon Challenge?
The show?
The
No.
new one. Yes. Yo.
Just no.
First off, man, look, because we got to talk about it. This is the lucrative love, so we got to talk about it. But I watched the first episode. Was much of it as that I could watch. It was just nasty. It was cringy. I only like using the word cringy because I feel like it's like Anglo-Saxon. But yo, it was so
I mean, you
trash.
can't take something and
So
then remove what makes it what it is and then think that it's still going to be a success.
so the first thing about it, because I know you've seen
Of
the regular one,
course.
the YouTube version. All right, so the YouTube version allowed time and allowed space for people to respond to each
Hmm.
other one on one. Right? It was like, all right, I'm gonna come out. Everybody, whoever gonna pop their balloon, they're gonna pop their balloon. Everybody gonna be quiet, and I'm gonna take you to each person and say, okay, what was what? Why did this? Whatever. Right? Well, they popped the balloons on the one on Amazon. Is it Amazon on Netflix? They popped the balloon. Everybody talking. Girl. I'm like, yo, okay, this is trash. Whatever y'all are doing. So then it seemed like they did a terrible job
Well, of
casting the
course.
people. It was it's like American Idol for Pop the
Gosh.
Balloon. And the thing, okay, I don't mind all of my white folk. Y'all know I love y'all. Y'all
Yes, he
know.
does.
No, y'all know. Y'all know.
Especially you, Starbucks girl.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do
The
that.
Starbucks
Especially who?
girl.
Rach.
Hmm.
Rach. Her name is Rach. Make sure you
Don't
put some
test
respect on her
me.
name. Rach. Just Rach. Just Rach. Just say Rach. Just all. Just Rach. Or R.
Don't
R.
test me.
Anyway, I didn't have an issue with them including white people on the show, but I do feel like it was over the top. It was too much. I was like, okay, is this gonna be a real dating show? Or what are we doing? So Netflix, I give y'all a zero. That was a terrible job. And then the fact that they put Yvonne from Insecure, she a baddie, little chocolate, little golden thing. They got her up there being the host, right? But she ain't necessarily being the
Mhm.
host. It's like they whitewashed it. It's
Well,
trash. But at least the original creators got their bag. So I will give them a clap for that. They got their bag.
yeah,
Maybe we can sell lucrative love and it be a white version of
it's
me the white
going to
version.
be,
And
yeah,
we just so you good for it as
got to
long as
be
we
a
get
big
that
bag.
bag, huh?
Yeah.
Sell out. You'll sell out,
Yep.
man.
Just going to rebrand and start something else and call it something else.
But yeah, they did a terrible job on that show. Now it is one other show.
Okay.
One last thing, and
He's
I'm
making
not making
fun.
fun because
He's making
I'm
he
not
always
honestly I'm not
he
making
is.
fun.
Don't
I'm not.
don't believe it. What's
But
it
it's a few.
what
I I didn't. No, see, if once I said you gonna know I'm not making fun. See, you gonna have to
say it
take it back.
first. I'm not gonna do it.
Take it back.
Mm-mm.
Just
Not
take
until
it
you
back.
tell me.
It's called dating on the spectrum.
Ooh, I'll take
Yeah,
it back.
take it back. See, but but because all right, so we have a daughter on the I have a daughter that's on the spectrum, and she's 9, and when I tell you that girl, she reminds me a lot of me, honestly. Like the random behavior, some of the just the extraness, except for it's a female, so it's more over the top. Well, a part of me has wondered what would she be like in her
And you're
20s,
seeing it.
and when I tell you, when I tell you, it's a dude. Now this is funny. This is where it's funny. It's a dude. What's his name? I think his name is James or something like that. I think his name is James. But all of them, I'm gonna say for them to be on the spectrum, all of them are like high functioning. Like they're really, really, like they're good. Like communication is really good. But the other stuff, I'm just like,
For someone who used to
so
work
what do
with kids that were autistic and they are
yo?
hilarious and a
I,
trip. I One of my favorite kids, can't say his name, but he was deaf. Right?
okay. He was
Yeah.
deaf and autistic.
So when I
Ah,
tell you he was a trip, he
was he verbal,
he was
nonverbal?
nonverbal, but he had an iPad
Okay.
and we did some signs, but I wasn't allowed to do that because it's all about teaching speech. But he didn't talk
Okay.
at all. So whenever he saw me, he always wanted me to play music. So he was just like I was the music person. So he's like, I'm like, nah,
Okay.
no, just stop, just no. And he would be like, well, when I tell you, like it would like flip. And I would catch it on camera, and I'd be like, "You want me to hang out with this kid, and this what he doing?" Like I have pictures of him like doing like this, speaking like this.
Oh,
He
he was
would
going.
just, and then it's not like he would hit me because he knew that I would just like get out the way he trip and fall because it happened all the time. When I tell
Yeah.
you, he would be like,
So before years ago, like I said, now I'm raising a daughter that's on the spectrum. But years ago, I was doing what you call it, IP,
"IEP."
IEP,
Hmm.
something like that. So I was one of uh the people that would pick the kid up after school, have them for a couple hours, and then
Wait,
drop them off at
no,
home. Right.
that's not an IEP person. The IEP
So what's that
is a
called?
program that's specialized for the child that is given up by the government. You are a glorified babysitter.
Oh no,
You
no.
you're a
Like
glorified
oh,
babysitter.
all right, that. All right. But I had little
Yeah, you
stuff to
had a
go through, like
checklist.
talking. Yeah, right. So I remember this dude, and I tell you, I love him. Like I love him like he was my own kid. But I picked him up. I had a Honda Accord back then, so I picked him up from school, and I used to be like, "What's up, bro?" He was nonverbal too. He'd do signs and all this stuff. But I'd be like, "What's good, bro?" He'd be like, "I'm like, all right, bet." So, so we used to just be talking. But when I tell you, if he wanted McDonald's fries, like his mom would be like, he can only have that one thing. If you give him anything else, he like it's either that or like they had a real
Hmm.
specific diet,
Because
right?
certain things could trigger different stuff, chemicals, and certain
Right.
foods just didn't work.
So I brought him around my
Oh
family.
my gosh.
When I tell you, Mama, you want some candy? Look at it. You want some candy? I was like, don't give him no
You turn
candy.
your
Don't give him
head
no candy.
5 seconds and dude
Yo.
got a piece of candy. Now you gotta run out there. I'm like, ooh, piece of candy.
So they no, I'm gonna tell you what happened. So they gave I think it was like a Kit Kat or something. He killed it. I didn't I didn't know. I didn't know what happened. So he I would pick him up in Winston and they stayed in Clemens. And that's a nice little stretch. So we were on 40 one day and he just started spazzing. He was kicking the seat. I was like, bro, what's good, bro? But see, again, the masculine in me didn't say I need to retaliate for this little boy. I was just like, bro, what's good, bro? You wilding, bro. So he's just like,
Mm.
I said, look. So I said, if you keep kicking my seat, I'm gonna pull over and you're gonna be walking.
Giving choices,
So
that's
he
good. You
kept
got to give choices.
he kept kicking my seat. He kicked it some more. I pulled over. I pulled over, and he was just looking. And I opened the door. He looked at me like this. I said, "Yeah." He like, "Oh, this nigga crazy. He crazy." But ever since then, it's just it was a good kid, and I've wondered what happens when they get to be 30, with 25,
I can
30,
tell you, they
40,
don't have the
and
structure that they need throughout all those years. They become criminals.
oh,
They get into a lot of
mm,
mischief because, again, you have to think about some of them. They're they're high functioning, like they know a lot, but they have like the mentality of like a 4 year old, but they can solve
right.
these difficult problems mathematically and can play different instruments without ever trying them. But if they see something that they're not supposed to be seeing, they just gonna
They just
just
gonna
go
still
for
go
it.
ahead and do
And that's why a lot of them, they would give them suppressants to keep them from being want to be intimate, because that happens really early and they'll it's a whole
it. So that's what that was the funny part about the
oh
show.
oh
Because James James said, I wonder if she will let me fornicate her.
oh no.
So the daddy James daddy was like, "You shouldn't be thinking about that, James. You just need to go
Yeah,
date."
that's that. Of course, that's what he's thinking about. He's not taking that Peterbird or whatever medication that he normally has to take to keep him from doing that. Or oh my gosh,
You
I
gotta see the show though. That's a
mm,
good show.
oh
That is a good show. It's called Dating on the Spectrum. You gotta look at it. We talk
okay.
about it
Oh
next time.
my goodness, that
But
just sounds like a mess.
and then it's a girl. You just gotta watch it. It's a good show, but again, it's not from the standpoint of making fun. Because when you do have a child that's on the spectrum, it just make you have questions like, okay, what does this look like for them? You know, will they have the same thought when it comes to partnership? When they,
Yes
you
and
know,
no, because I've had to have some conversations with some beautiful people, and it's more of what they're taught when it comes to reading stuff. Like you get married and like you're a prince and I'm a princess type of situation. So it's for not everybody thinks that way, but a lot of them have that mentality when it comes to that, because the fairy tale is what is always told because it's all in all the books. So now you think
mm,
everything is like this fairy tale scenario instead of reality. So you're thinking that, oh, my husband's
uh,
gonna come this and get married, have a baby, and da da da. But you don't realize having a baby is totally different for you. You probably not the
it ain't the
stork that
stork.
brings it. There's a lot of pain that comes with that baby, coming out, and just because it might feel good getting there. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a whole, and then the hormonal changes. Yeah, I can only imagine what that would be like.
I'm
Sheesh.
so all done because I don't think I need to watch Dating on the Spectrum.
You need to watch it. You're gonna be rolling. You might cry. You might listen. It is
Oh,
a good show. It is a really good show. But I was just like, okay, that's what it was. One last one. This was funny. Cause when it's two people that's on the spectrum and one person is just they stem
ooh.
differently. Yo,
You
so
gotta
the
explain what
girl
stimming is because people don't know what that. No.
um how they cope with like anxiety, right? If they're in a situation that's like if it's a lot of people, like if I'm around a lot of people, my daughter normally just hugs up on me real tight and she wants to be up underneath me. Like it's
Like I had a
severe
kid.
anxiety.
Whenever we call it stimming, that he would do like this, and
Yeah,
he
she'll do that
he
too.
he would tap and he would touch
Yep.
just the most random things a specific amount of times. Usually it's like three. He'll be like, "Do, do, 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 do." I'll be like, do you need to take a moment? We need to
Yo,
go for a walk. We need some quiet time.
yo, this dude, he was on a date with the lady that was on the spectrum. Her thing was beads and baby dolls, and she's like 20, I think
Okay.
28, something like that. But but that was her thing. Like outside of that, you would think she's just wasn't nothing, wasn't nothing going on. Just the little small stuff. The dude that she went on a date with, oh, he was locked in. So he was on the table looking like
Wow.
this. So she was just like, she was like, is this like some type of stimming thing that you're
Wow.
doing right? It's like he was like, yeah, too many people. It was a good show, but even her, she was just
The
looking at
fact that
him
she
like,
could recognize it, she was like,
you gotta watch it. It's a good show. It's a really
okay,
good
thanks
show.
for putting me on to a new.
And this is not, we're not joking on that. Just when you're living in it, you just got to deal
True.
with it. When you're living in it, you just got to deal with it. It just
True.
is what it is. Ain't nothing wrong with the kid. That's how they process their things. It is what
This
it
has been a
is.
lovely show.
It has been. This has been a great show. Let me give us a clap. Um, do we have any bills to pay? I
Yes,
don't
we
think
have
we
tons of
do.
bills to pay.
Okay, what
Oh,
bills we have?
there's the.
Sponsors.
Oh, I
Sponsor.
mean, unless you want to count your Tesla as a sponsorship. I'm not sponsored by Adidas yet, but I mean, I didn't realize I just didn't change. My bad. Come on,
There
Adidas.
you go. Hey,
Holla.
Adidas, holla at us. Holla
Come
at us.
through.
Holla at us. Bye. Till next time, we'll holler at
Peace.
y'all. All right. Peace.